All right, good morning. I woke up about 40 minutes ago. First thing I had to do was start a fire. It was, I think, 13 degrees. Now it's 16 degrees. And this has been like the coldest it's been uh, this winter season. It's gonna get colder too, but this is just horrible, man. And I don't have this on and stuff because I had used my propane heater to heat me up first until the wood stove got hot enough to start heating up. Like right now where I'm sitting and the wood stove is, I can feel heat right here. My feet are still frozen, which sucks because I don't know if you've ever had like fucking cold ass froze feet, but it hurts. It hurts to the point it gets so cold that where I'll put my feet about this far away from this right about maybe a foot and a half or so away from this propane heater, and even though my socks and actually like my skin is starting to burn, like literally fucking burning, I don't feel it until it's too late, and then I'll pull my feet off from the heat and I still won't my feet won't feel the heat, but when I put my hand on my socks, I notice the material got burnt. And that's how hot it gets when I hold my feet that close to that. And I can't feel it. And it's like I can burn my feet and I wouldn't even fucking know it. That's how cold it is here, man. And just another blog of me bitching about this. Like I say, I do this to vent, to let it out, because if I hold this in, it affects me. It really does. It affects me with being around people. It affects me like I will like I'll snap back at people, even though they're just concerned about me or asking me if I'm okay, if there's anything you can do. I'll snap back at them because I can't help it. I can't help to think about how I shouldn't be living like this. I just can't let go of the fact that all this was not supposed to happen. If I knew my certain situation was not going to pan out before I moved here, I would have never moved here. I would have never went through this. And I say, oh, the blessing is that I got new skills now. I'm surviving through this cold weather. I've become a tougher person. It's to the point where I used to think, oh man, if I'm homeless, I'm living in my car, I'm fucked. Now it's like, shit, I'll go homeless and live, or houseless, whatever you want to say, and live in my car and I'll be fine. I can do that, and I know how to survive in that shit. I know what to do. I know how. In fact, once my financial shit is stable and I start getting income, I am going to live in my car. I'm going to be like a van lifer, and to those who say, oh, the van lifers are dirtbags and all that, well, it's probably coming from an entitled bitch, and guys can be bitches too, so I'm talking about both genders because there's only two. All right. When someone says, oh, that's gross, or I ain't gonna live like that, you're subconsciously or like an entitled bitch. Because just say, like, like there's fires in Los Angeles, and here we have the worst winter storm ever, and it seems like the climate change thing is happening, and people who don't believe in climate change, look, I'm not trying to be scientific or anything. It's just history. The climate does change. That's why we have so many ages, like the Ice Age, the Roman Age, all that shit. All that shit ended because of the fucking climate, man. Once again, humanity will probably be, or most likely be, wiped off the face of the earth, and all this weird weather is probably the cusp of what's about to happen. You know, getting weird weather, fucking earthquakes, fires, all that shit. You know, and you know, and like when shit hits the fan, and all y'all people who don't have survival skills, come to realize that, oh fuck, I'm fucked because my toilet don't work, or the electricity is out, or I don't have running water, shit like that. You're gonna feel the motherfucking pain. I mean, even though I'm getting by, I'm still feeling the pain, you know? Like, I'm gonna have to take a number 2 soon, and it's like, what, 16 degrees in here. And it's probably a little warmer out there because the sun is out now. It could be 18 degrees. Whoopee. You know, and it's weird how, okay, when it first started getting 30 degrees here again, I'm like, fuck, it's cold. Fuck, it's cold. Then in the last 2 weeks, it started hitting the 20s. I'm like, fuck, it's cold. And I'm looking forward to the 30s. Now it's in the teens. And then now I'm looking forward to the 20s. See, that's at least how I adapt. I don't know about y'all who, haven't lived like this yet, but right now, like, I have heat surrounding me here. Like I say, I go walk to the bathroom over there, or if I go over here, like towards my door, it's cold. So, and I could run this propane heater too and be extra warm, but I'm trying to conserve. Because going to town is a bitch, because sometimes my hauler or the streets, okay, the highway, since that's priority, that usually gets salted down. So that's clear. But coming out of my hauler, sometimes the city don't come out here and clear the roads and put salt on the asphalt, so you don't slip and slide everywhere. Fortunately for me, this morning, I have to go to a doctor's appointment, my therapist. I looked outside, and fortunately, the road out in front of me is clear. I don't know what it's going to be like a few miles down the road, but right there, it's clear. So I'm thinking of taking the long way around, because the highway is only a mile this way. Usually I go that way towards Somerset. This way is towards London. That way is towards Somerset. I have to travel like maybe 7 miles on this hauler just to get out to the highway, or I could go the scenic route, the long way, and go a mile this way and get on the highway. As long as I get on that highway, I'm good. But as for like our hauler here, I don't know what's down that way. Okay. The other day I had to go to Somerset, so I went that way, and in front of my house and about 3 miles down, it was all like snow and ice. And there was a stop sign I approached it slowly. When I finally stopped, I noticed I was still sliding. And then when I took off, my front wheel drive, I was barely pressing on the gas. I was spinning. But luckily, after that stop sign, the road was clear. It got salted. So, and then I was worried about coming home when I get to that point I was wondering if the road would still be icy. But since town is such a long way, it takes like a long time to go do errands and then come back, get in this area. It takes about, like, when I go into town, right, and do my errands, going to town takes about 30 minutes. We'll just say that. Then I go around town for another hour or so. Then I come back another 30 minutes, and then I hit my hauler, right? Usually it's about maybe 2 hours minimum. That's only if I make, an errand, or sometimes up to 3 or 4 hours. And that day it took me about 3 hours. When I got back, luckily, on the side after the stop sign over there, where I slid coming back, luckily all the roads, the ice on the road started to melt, so I made it home safely. And now I have to go doctors. I'll be going that way for sure. Just get on the highway and just go and be safe. And like my dogs here, this in the wood stove, I'm gonna put some pieces of wood before I leave. And then all my dogs have is my blankets here, and they're smart enough to get under it, you know. And my fucking water bottle there where I get my water, that's froze, so I couldn't get water to them. Luckily, I had a small jug of water. I had to break the ice, you know, because it was like surface and side ice, but there was water in between, so I had to fucking break that fucking ice just to give them a bowl of water. And I don't think I have any more water left unless this melted down since I turned on my stove, my wood stove. So hopefully I could give them one more bowl of water before I split, because I'm going to be in town for a while, like maybe 3 hours. And, you know, while I'm there, I do worry about my dogs. These are some of the fucking... This is why I'm stressed out all the time, man, especially during the winter, man. This whole experience, this year and a half, has scarred me. It scarred me. It scarred me just like how the 15 or so years that I caregave for my parents, that scarred me too. You know, when I went to the therapist, I didn't think I'd have that much mental issues, but I do, and I realized that when I got sober. Because I used to handle stress and problems by smoking weed and drinking all the time, you know? And it wasn't like, oh, I'm Joe alcoholic. I mean, I could drink like one, but it's not like I acted like one. There'll be some days where, yeah, I'd get stupid, but not a lot. I was usually in control, just having a good time, a fake happy time. You know what I'm saying? Because handling this stress sober, I can't let go of certain issues, and it sucks. And I'm learning how to cope with these things, you know. But when I'm reminded every day of how, you know, I got in this situation, I get very rageful. And it's like, it's not fair. It shouldn't have happened to me if the people involved had integrity and were legit. Unfortunately, no. And I got, you know, they live in comfort at my expense. And that thought just stresses me out, makes me very, very fucking angry. So that's my rant for today, because I got to save some of this negative energy for my therapist. Boy, is she going to have 1 hour is going to seem like 5 minutes, because I haven't seen her in about almost a month and a half. I usually see her every week. But, you know, the holidays and shit, so she's going to have a handful of not a handful, fucking a shit ton of rage coming out of this person when I get there. And you know, I just went to my psychiatrist the other day, and I let all that shit out, and I fucking lost it in their office, man. I mean, I was sitting there, and at first when I walked in there, there's only like 3-4 people, and I was okay with that. But then people started coming in, I started getting stressed out, and then something happened, and I fucking started fucking bawling my ass off. But I was wiping out my eyes, like I acted like I got something in my eyes, but obviously I was fucking bawling. Anyways, I might have told you about this in another vlog, so I'm just gonna stop there. And I'll stop here with this video, because I put more wood in here, and I'm gonna be leaving in about half an hour. So, all right.